Titanians. I have with me my colleagues Venkat, Ravi and Harish. We've just concluded the annual accounts meeting with our board of directors, and I'm happy to inform you that the board is very happy with the performance of the company. We've just announced our results, and our turnover has crossed the 3,000 crore mark, and the profit before taxes the 200 crore mark, obviously both for the first time. One word sums up last year, and that is growth. We have grown top line by over 40%. Every business has grown in terms of revenues, be it watches by 17%, jewelry, eyewear of course in its first year, gold plus, precision engineering 45% plus. Not only growth of revenues, but growth in our networks. We've had the highest addition in terms of retail outlets during the last year, but this is just the start. Our net profit has grown to 150 crores from last year's 94 crores, and the board has decided to reward its shareholders by announcing an 80% dividend. This is the shape of things to come. But congratulations once again from all of us here at corporate. Last year was full of action. We had a whole slew of new products in watches. Eyewear had its first full year of operations. Jewelry had a number of innovations. Precision engineering added new customers. Gold Plus added new towns. The international business conceived entry into the US market, and I'm happy to inform you that last week we launched Titan in Pakistan. I think you'll hear more from my colleagues. Jewelry has broken many records.
The jewelry division crossed a retail sales turnover of 2,000 crores between Tanishq and Gold Plus. Tanishq nearly touched 1,800 crores and grew by over 40%, and Gold Plus just crossed 200 crores, and together they wrapped up 2,000 crores, which was a first for the division. And this was despite a steep increase in the price of gold, particularly in the second half of the year. We also added more than 30 stores to the network, had a huge launch in terms of Choda Akbar, which has taken Tanishq further up in the prestige of the customer's eyes. And to top it all, the division crossed the 100 crore profit mark for the first year. Congratulations to each one of you out there in the stores, with the vendors, our franchisee partners, and all the employees across the country, and all our well-wishers and customers for making this wonderful result come about.
Congratulations to you from the watches business. I think the domestic watches business did very well last year. It was a year of growth and innovation. We grew by 17%, and all our channels grew very well. The RS channel grew in strong double digits. The World of Titan channel grew by 30%. The large format store channel grew by more than 60%. But alongside growth, I think last year was a year of outstanding innovation, which all of you made possible in the watches business. Xylus achieved and exceeded its targets. Our service team serviced more than 3.5 million watches last year. Our institutional sales team crossed 150 crores to corporates and institutions. Our World of Titan channel touched 236 stores. The ISCM team, which is a very strong backbone in our business, delivered more than 10 million watches last year with very good alignment to all our channels of sale in India and abroad. The international business in watches has done well. Bhaskar has spoken about the Pakistan launch. Bangladesh has done well. Retail channels were opened up in Bangladesh, are on the verge of opening up in countries like Malaysia. So there's been a lot of excitement and innovation in the watches business. We achieved a profit figure of more than 130 crores. Our budget was 125 crores for last year. That's excellent performance, and on behalf of all of us, I must thank you for your intense efforts which have made this possible. Ravi, over to you.
Hi friends, congratulations to all of you for making 3,000 crores possible. The last year was quite a milestone year for the company. After 2 decades of presence in watches and over a decade of presence in jewelry, the company entered into the third business vertical, which is the eyewear business. And I think it's because of all of you efforts of the past, the success in both the businesses, that the board gave the approval to enter the third business category. The last year, as all of you know, it was a pilot year for this division. It was a year of tremendous amount of learning, understanding the consumer, understanding the product, understanding competition, and all those learnings have been incorporated in our business plan for the next 5 years. The plan has also been approved by the board now. So it's now a question of moving forward. If I were to look at a few milestones of last year, the first crore is always very dear, and we achieved our first crore in secondary sales in the month of December. You will be pleased to know that some of our stores are already have achieved the turnover of the big optical stores across the country, and our best store in Bangalore is the #1 store in Bangalore across competition.
The high point of last year coincidentally occurred at the end of last year. Each of the businesses had their high points, but there was an external assessment made by a world-class consulting group called Boston Consulting Group, and Titan has been assessed as one of the few companies which is called a domestic dynamo. A domestic dynamo is a company which is very strong in the domestic market and unassailable by foreign competition. Now, that's a feather in the cap for Titan. Across our businesses, we have established leadership position. But that means expectations from this company are very, very high. So the year 2008-2009 starts with great expectations. We have a very aggressive plan. Since I said growth was the single word that, one word that described last year, we will continue on growth. 4,000 crores, that's the target for next year, but more importantly, that's described as better as the $1 billion year. We will, of course, continue to grow aggressively in all the businesses, but this year again will be full of action. 2 things to start with. We have de-merged the international business, which is watches and jewelry in the international market were operated by the international business division. It is now felt that given the strength of the domestic market and the extraordinary capability and assets that we have built up in the domestic market, we should put those to great use for overseas ventures. So the jewelry business and the watch business will now address global markets. The second, retailing has become a very important component of Titan's business, whether it is watches, jewelry or eyewear. And it makes sense to integrate some of the retail work like business development and training and project management under one group. We have formed that group that's called Integrated Retail Services Group. Mr. Govindraj from Tanishq has moved over. He's heading that group, and Govind's job of marketing and retail of Tanishq is now handled by Sandeep Kulhali from International Business Division. So, those two initiatives and a whole lot of others, which is the continuing of customer first. Customer first will this year spread to the other divisions and will be scaled up. War on waste, which was started in a small way, we now have engaged external consultants to help us along the way and brutally reduce cost or brutally erode There is a lot of excitement in the year. As I said, it is going to be the billion-dollar year, but this is going to be the bridge for the next many billions that are going to come to us in the next few years. More about the exciting plans from the divisions.
2008-9 is going to be full of action from each division and each brand. Tanishq is going to focus on high-value diamond jewelry, which is a very large opportunity, but our share is low today. Tanishq is also going to be pushing the working woman segment, which is exploding, which has got a lot of potential through the Everydays collection and campaign. To make gold jewelry even more fashionable, there is going to be a focus on fashion gold jewelry starting the second quarter. Apart from that, Tanishq is going to be opening large format stores in many of the metro locations and giving the brand a big fillip. Coming to Gold Plus, the emphasis will be to make each store work by doing the right things around the store in the right idiom and to the right extent, and also to make sure that we open each store to plan. The margin in the business is very, very crucial, and there are two programs which are up there to fix this. One is a reduction of the material cost of the diamond jewelry and to take up the GC to 50% of NSV, and a team is working on this, and I would request each one of you to support this. The second is the growth of the diamond jewelry in the Gold Plus business, and we have set an internal target of 50 crores. I would request the entire Gold Plus team to gather around this and deliver this. So with these initiatives, we expect to see a huge improvement in the overall performance of the division. And to top it all, Tanishq is going to be launched in the US sometime in the second quarter, and with that, the flag of India will be flying proudly in the United States.
We have a very exciting year ahead in watches, but like Bhaskar said, I think the key story for the year will be retail and secondary sales growth. That is where our eyes should be, and we should do whatever we can to keep the retail sale flag flying very high. We have to lead the pace of watches growth in India. We are market leaders. If we don't, who will? Last year, our World of Titans grew by 30%. Why not faster this year? We have ambitious growth plans. All our brands have set themselves aggressive growth targets, and I would request all of you in the sales team, in the retailing team, in the marketing team, in all the support teams, whether it be design, whether it be ISCM, whether it be the commerce team, please keep your focus very clearly on retail growth. We can make good retail growth happen if we stimulate the market very well. To do this, we have a plan with 6 key pillars in place. First, building very focused brands. So you will see a new Titan theme campaign. The new Fast Track theme campaign with Move On as the theme is already on the air. We are refining the brand proposition of Sonata and of Xylus during the course of this year. You will see product innovation reaching a peak this year. We are hoping to better last year with the new collections that we will be launching, many of which will soon hit the markets. We are proposing to enter new customer segments this year. Like Tanishq is planning a big move into the working women segment. We are planning a big move into the semi-urban youth segment. We are planning a big move into the kids segment for watches. And we are of course planning to strengthen our youth platform with Fastrack. Our international business in watches, which has just launched in Pakistan, is planning large ventures. Our first World of Titan store in Malaysia is getting inaugurated next month, and there are many more retailing ventures on the anvil in other parts of the world. We are considering other markets, other new international markets that we would enter, and I'm sure all of you are very proud of the fact that Titan is today available in Pakistan and acknowledged by many of the dealers in Pakistan as a brand to reckon with. Have a great year. Congratulations on last year and all the very best for a splendid 12 months ahead.
Friends, we have an exciting opportunity and an exciting year ahead. It's an opportunity to change the face of this industry, as we've done both in the case of watches and jewelry. We're setting up a new institute in Hosur, which is going to train 500 people in the coming year on optometry and style consultancy. The second element, of course, relates to network expansion, locating properties across 39 towns in the coming year, locating franchisees, finalizing franchisees, setting up CFAs, fitting labs across the country. So there's a lot of excitement and fun in the coming year. Building a brand in itself, a new brand that becomes the talk of the country and is very visible and impactful, is the third element, and a lot of initiatives are being rolled out on that front, including product, launching of new collections, launching a new brand for targeting the youth. The fourth element, of course, is setting up the complete supply chain, with the vendor base, sourcing, and logistics to cater to all these 39 towns. The last element, of course, is setting up or getting into manufacturing. We're looking at manufacturing of lenses on a small scale to start with, and that's the last big initiative. To capture all these initiatives, we have recently unveiled a new theme for the division, which is 3X. Let me tell you about 3X. The first X stands for execution, spelled with an X, because everything is about execution in the coming year. The second X stands for X speed, which is extra speed. We have to do everything at high speed, imbibing the customer first program in our stores and delivering an experience with anything else. And the third objective stands for set up a chain, excellence in whatever we do, imbibing the customer first program in our stores and delivering an experience which is very different. As you know, our objective is to set up a chain of true world-class optical stores in the country. So it's a great place to work, an exciting opportunity, like I said earlier, to create history once again at Titan. So friends, all the best as you achieve new milestones and then take the company and your brands to new heights. All the best.
Well, you've heard it all, but I want to add 2 more points. IBD was demerged and we became a 3-division business. No. We added 1 more division. Precision engineering has been separated from watches. It was run by Harish up to 31st March. It's now a division of its own. Precision engineering, you may be not fully aware of what it does, but it services some of the blue chip clients across the world in aerospace and automotive businesses, and it has a very profitable automation business. It hit 56 crores of turnover last year. Next year we are planning to grow to 86 crores and break even. It's an exceptionally well run manufacturing business. It has to grow to much bigger turnovers in the coming years. But the second point, which you may be interested to know, is that over the last 2 years, which is 2006-07 and 2007-08, we have added nearly 1,200 people to the company, employees. Apart from that, about 1,000 contract, those who are not on our rolls. In the current year, we will be adding about 900 people on company rolls and about 700 on contract. So the number of people joining the company has grown, and the company's total size, including contract employees, has grown to about 6,800. By the end of this year, we will be that big. Which is all about integrity, honesty, transparency, and above all, having fun as we work hard to achieve our goals. Therefore, HR has chosen for itself, like the company, customer first. The theme for HR, not just for this year, for the next few years, is people first. So you will see a change putting people first in this company, and if that change is not visible to you, you are free to call me, because we are going to make a lot of changes in the manner in which we work. So we are going to break many barriers during the current year, the first of them being the $1 billion barrier. So all the best for 2008-2009. Thank you. So Titanians, have fun as you have a great year. 3 cheers to Titan. Hip hip.
This is the 4th communication cascade we have had in the last 1 year. The objective of these cascades have been to communicate the message from the top management of the company to as many employees, vendors, business associates, franchisees, and others every quarter. We have been getting a lot of feedbacks from all of you, and most of these feedbacks have been positive. Our effort has been to implement improvements in the communication with every cascade. This initiative is carried out by the corporate communications function, which is based out of Golden Enclave in Bangalore. In case you would like to tell us some ideas, suggestions for improvement, you can email to me or any one of my colleagues whose email IDs are given below. Thanks for your time and patience.